It was supposed to be the most impressive expansion in the history of Disney. Imagineers finally unleashed to make original stuff, great new things to take on Epic and Harry Potter and Universal, something that would rival Pandora and, nay, I say, even exceed it. And yet the Magic Kingdom is about to have what I believe to be the most pathetic expansion you've ever seen. Folks, this is the concept art. How many times do they have to do this? How many times is it Lucy with the football? Roller coasters with spiked rails, waterfalls with roller coasters down in glowing areas and people walking. It's beautiful. Towers and castles. Maybe there's a restaurant up there. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Wait, what is this document? You guys, does everybody see this doc? Hold on. What is this? Disney World reveals Cars and Villians land building sizes and locations. A new filing by Tom Bricker. This is the document. Folks, hang on a second. Here is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Here's Splash Mountain down here. And this is the big thing here. This is what we got. Let's see. Cars Land. What is it? We got a little building, probably like a spinner or something. This is the Cars Land building?
Oh boy.
This is Cars? I thought we were getting like a Radiator Springs kind of thing. This is what we're getting. And we've got a little building, probably for the new queue for Haunted Mansion over here. And then what do we got? We got a facility over here to the left. And we got two buildings over here and probably a storage building there. That's it? What? Wait a minute. Where's my giant castle? And folks, you know all that land they cleared? Do you know what it's going to be used for? I don't know if you all can see this. It's very difficult to see. It's a parking lot. They paved Frontierland for a parking lot. And they showed you amazing, magnificent pictures. And you were getting 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings of significance. 1, 2, 3, 4 structures of significance. This is unbelievable. Vash, what am I looking at, and how can this possibly reflect the concept art that we've seen? What in the world is going on here?
Yeah, it looks like the top end there will have maybe 2 attractions for Villains Land. Not quite surprising given the recent history of the Walt Disney Company right now. I mean, they take 14 acres for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, only put 2 attractions right there. It looks like they're making the same mistakes again, which is not good. Only this time, these buildings are much smaller. That's the surprising thing about this, is that the largest structure on there is only about 70,000 square feet, which is roughly the same square footage as something like Rock and Roller Coaster over there at Hollywood Studios, which is a little bit disappointing by today's metric, because I believe Rise of Resistance is anywhere between 92,000 to 165,000 square feet. So these are very, very small buildings, and they only get smaller from there. When it comes to Cars Land, yeah, I mean, they're giving us maybe a show building interior space or something like that, but it's way smaller than even what Disney California Adventure got back in 2012 at about 40,000 square feet, whereas that one is about maybe 65,000 square feet. So there's just not much here, especially from what we're giving up. Basically the heart of this park, maybe some boardwalk, maybe some Liberty Square, we don't actually know, and it's quite depressing. The other thing that we're getting here, which was all the rave and what everybody's talking about, is there's a little structure next to the Haunted Mansion, but I will go ahead and leave that for other commentary for you out there, bro.
Well, sure, but Vash, this is, I don't see how this can't match the concept art. Why are they doing this? What is the point in destroying all the land that they did for parking lots?
Yeah, I mean, this is some really disappointing stuff for sure, especially when you do look at that concept art, right? You got coasters going crazy there, you got waterfalls, you got rockwork, you got all this stuff, and then you look at what we're getting, just a couple of buildings. Now, again, this is the initial drafted thing here, so maybe they might add some more clarity with subsequent proposals or notice of commencements and so forth, but it is really disappointing that a land like this with so many villains on offer right here year. A lot of people, believe that, hey, maybe we get 3 attractions this time. No, it looks like there's really going to be 2 large-scale attractions, and that's really, really disappointing for a land that has so much potential. I don't know why, in fact, they are just hindering themselves like this. This is supposed to be a land that is supposed to change Disney forever. This is the one that fans have been most excited about, and yet we're just not seeing the big spend that we would expect for a land this hyped.
Well, what's amazing, Vash, and we're watching this animation by Mickey Views, and thank you to them.
Absolutely.
Vash, what's incredible, and we'll bring the rest of the panel in on this, like when they were absolutely just clearing all this land, we thought, oh, well, this is going to be a big expansion. This is, our sources are wrong. And I literally told this to people behind the scenes. I said, well, our sources have got to be wrong on this because they're clearing all this land. They're going behind Fantasyland. So this is actually okay. I don't know that I would have done it on Villains and Cars, but this is okay. And we're finding out they cleared it for parking lots. There's nothing here.
There's really nothing here. If you look at that facility right there, that building, that largest building in Villains Land, it is roughly the same size as Small World, and that opened in 1971. I mean, that's where we're at right now. You can see it on the screen right there. It's very disappointing to lose this much acreage. Again, MJ has said this point continuously, and I agree with her. This is going to be the only castle park, really, truly, without a big water feature. This is the heart of this theme park. We are losing so much. Liberty Bell, Rivers of America, everything else, for something that is really disappointing when you see these plans right here. I think Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Cars Land, Avatar, they were much more impressive than this. This is not good. This is not a good showcase for what is supposed to be the next big thing.
And MJ, the other problem is it locks them in. So we want them to be able to expand. This is Magic Kingdom. This is the most coveted theme park in the world, or at least it was until Epic, I guess. But the way they're doing this, they're going to block themselves where they can't expand Magic Kingdom ever again. The level of dumb is dumbfounding.
Yeah, this is really disappointing. I'm just wondering, so many things are running through my head. If you look at the attraction over in California, I think that's in the adventure park at Disneyland, the Cars attraction does have a point where they are in a showroom, but for a small period of time. And I'm just wondering if they're mimicking that concept, but I don't really understand, when you're showing the show buildings on the map, when you laid it out before, I'm just trying to picture, okay, so are they bringing folks into an area where they're going to see the cars as, alive and talking and interacting, and then we're going back into the outdoors? What is going on? Plus, another point that I wanted to make was, if that's not the case, this is actually really, really, really scary, because with Dark Universe on the rise as a very popular portal at Epic Universe, I mean, Steven Spielberg, if you guys watch the Epic Universe documentary, that is their rival to the Haunted Mansion at the Magic Kingdom and the Haunted Mansion in California. So they're just going to continue to stomp on Disney if Disney doesn't deliver. So this is very alarming. This is very concerning. There's no body of water. Thank you, Vash. And I am just trying to put this together and I'm always optimistic, but I don't even know how to dissect this situation.
Now that building there, that's kind of diagonal in the frame, is that trying to block out the view of Big Thunder? Is that what you're trying to do right there?
I think it is. I think it's like some sort of mountain, facade that's going to help ease that transition.
Now, let me ask you this question. This parking lot that they're building.
Yeah.
Is this looking to be like a cast parking lot, or are they building another entrance to the Magic Kingdom? Because if they're building a parking lot that you can walk to from the Magic Kingdom, I would actually say that's money well spent.
So they're not building new entrance. So I'm going to say that for now, it's a cast parking lot.
Okay. If that's the case, they don't need that.
I don't see any indication that they're going to put a new entrance at Villains Land. Do you, Vash?
No, I would severely doubt it. And that's the thing, too. We don't really know where the railroad is going to fit into all this. It doesn't look like it's going to be read maybe outside of the berm. I just don't know. So that also...
I heard that they were rerouting the Magic Kingdom Railroad.
They will that. Hasn't there been
Right.
speculation that they might build a hotel somewhere on that side?
Yes, down the road on the west side of Adventureland. And so that would be, one reason to have a giant parking lot. But, when they showed off all these pictures, we were supposed to be amazed. But I don't think we've ever seen a bigger downgrade, honestly, than the idea that we're getting a parking lot.
Is it possible? Well, absolutely. But is it possible that they build the hotel kind of on the corner of Villians Land and have you walk in there? Again, there are some issues to be addressed. The reason why I bring up the railroad is because you have to look out for pedestrian traffic. How do you get that from A to B there? Maybe they do something like that, but I mean, this is just simply not impressive. Again, Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, that building is 197,000 square feet. Dinosaur, 85,000 square feet. Remember when that was built back in 1998? Is that right? This large structure here, the largest structure on this map is 70,000 square feet, and you know how space unconscious Disney can be at times. And so it's just I think there's a lot to be desired here, given the amount of money being spent, given what we're sacrificing, and parking lots. I don't really know what the game plan is here.
It's ultra cheap. They showed you mountains and giant stuff, and it's nothing. It's just nothing.
Right.
So this is like telling us we're getting a new Pandora. We're getting a new Epic Universe, and instead we're getting like Mickey's Toontown, fair from the 90s at Magic Kingdom. This is just underwhelming in a way that I'm shocked. I'm like, I know Disney does this. It shocks me that they're going this, because this is going to be a PR nightmare for them. People are going to say, we lost Rivers of America for this. You took some of the most valuable real estate in the world and turned it into a parking lot?
Yeah. It's just really astounding, and how they're making the same mistakes again. Remember, for Disney's Hollywood Studios and the complaints associated with that park, right? A lot of people have said that they've kind of surrounded themselves in unbuildable areas with how they've expanded that park, right? There's no real natural growth zones and so forth. It kind of feels like we're doing the same thing here again. It's just, as soon as we get to Villains Land, what else does that mean for Magic Kingdom? Again, this is the number one theme park in Walt Disney World. This is the one that everybody comes down here for, and yet it just seems like we're expanding into basically a brick wall here, and I just don't know how that's all going to work out.
And Vash, you are essentially sacrificing, the Magic Kingdom for, a quarter of the Magic Kingdom for how many years to create it. So if at the end of the day you get this and it's not like this amazing thing that you're saying like, wow, that was really worth Frontierland being in absolute shambles for so long, then what did we do this for? What did we bulldoze this park for? I'm really curious about that little question mark right there by the Haunted Mansion, though.
I think it's... Go ahead, Vash.
Well, a lot of people have said that might be a bar, a la the Haunted Mansion bar that we see on the Treasure and so forth. I mean, that's what people are saying.
I know. Because the two parlors on the Disney cruise ship are not enough, so we have to put a Haunted Mansion parlor in the next to the
more alcohol.
Just think about the shape language they can use in there. It's going to be fantastic.
That's very true.
What's great though is any building they have at this point, you could be like, could be a bar,
Right.
What's this building going next to this nursery? Well, it could be a bar, actually.
That's what people are. I'm telling you, that's what people are saying. Because here's the thing: it's all about extracting revenue. It's not really about enhancing the guest experience. It's not about giving you the latest groundbreaking attractions. It's about extracting the most revenue that they possibly can. What better way to do that than with a bar component, just like Pirates of the Caribbean has right now? Go ahead, Rob.
Bar lightning. I mean, I'm watching that graphic right there, and the beautiful rivers of America, the water being paved over. That's so heartbreaking, and what it was. And at the same time, you have Tomorrowland, and it's just Tomorrowland. If there's any land in the Magic Kingdom that needs an upgrade, that needs to look like the future, I mean, Tomorrowland just looks like retro past, and I just feel like the creatives at Disney are just not creative at all anymore, and they're responsive, but they're not. The responses are awful. There's a reason why the stock is going down.
Absolutely. This is the Jeff Valley underutilized, kind of theme park expansion by spreadsheet. It's like, what do we spend money on right now? Okay, what do we need? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's reduce our operating costs. Let's go ahead and put in what we'll say is groundbreaking attractions, but they aren't really, in order to sell Lightning Lane. And don't worry, we'll have a beverage component right next to Haunted Mansion. It all kind of works out, even though it doesn't really work out for the guests.
Well, they're going to destroy Magic Kingdom. That's what's amazing. I mean, they literally are destroying Magic Kingdom. So people can understand this as we get ready to wrap this topic up. 52 acres approximately is the expansion area. Okay? 52 acres. Everybody see the land that's been cleared? All this has been cleared. All this has been cleared. All this is cleared, or this little section of trees and water they've left alone, but they could expand it if they wanted to, okay? I'm going to clear this now, and I'm going to show you what they're actually using. 52 acres, right, of expansion area. Here's what they're saying they're going to use. Right through here. Let's see, they're going over to here and down, and they're done, okay? So for what they're actually using it for, we'll scoot this over so we get it right. Approximately 19 acres. Approximately 19 acres is what they're actually using for an expansion, and they're locking out all of the rest of the 52 acres by turning it into parking lots and facilities, et cetera, where you're not going to be able to expand into it easily. They're putting buildings that will block it and get in the way. This is crazy. This ruins the future of Magic Kingdom. And I just don't understand it. I get incompetence, but this is a level of dumb that's hard to even get your head around. Yeah. Like, somebody needs to stop them and say, what are you doing? See, like the purple buildings on the right block you from expanding behind Fantasyland. The purple building on the left and the parking lots going over there blocks you off from expanding past Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Who knew beyond Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was for a parking lot? I didn't realize that.
It's so weird because if you take that large structure and you just push back just a little bit, it opens up the area right in front of you, right between Haunted Mansion and so forth. You can now have a pathway that kind of expands out, to your point there, Pro, behind Fantasyland, and maybe connect on the other side of Fantasyland. They're not even doing that, and it's just these brain dead decisions that are great for the moment. But what about the future? What about the future Imagineers that have to work this all out? They're just not thinking about that. They're just thinking about in the moment.
It's like a 70 IQ decision. Like, get somebody in there who actually knows what they're doing. My gosh.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.